Do you want to bake peanut butter cookies that taste just like they came from a bakery? Well, my friend, you clicked on the right video because this is the exact recipe I used in a bakery I worked at a few years ago, and it was our #1 best-selling cookie. So sit back, relax, and let's make some bakery-style peanut butter cookies. We're going to start with half a cup of butter, and because I'm going to be doing this entire process with nothing but a spoon, you can see that mine is very soft. But if you want to use an electric mixer, then by all means do so. To this, I'm going to add half a cup of white sugar and 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. And speaking of half cups and third cups, if you're looking for a printable version of this recipe, I have it up on my blog, and as always, you can get it by clicking the link in the description underneath this video. So whether you're using an electric mixer or doing this by hand, you want to cream this together until it's light and fluffy, and usually 2 to 3 minutes is the sweet spot for a cookie like this. And in case you were wondering, that pun was totally intended. Once your mixture lightens in color and feels a little bit airy like this, now you can add 1 room temperature egg, and room temperature is best just because it blends in a lot better, and a good teaspoon of vanilla, which I'm just going to measure with my heart. And I think you should also. Beat this in until it's nice and smooth, and don't be alarmed if your mixture starts to look a little split or curdled. Sometimes that can happen because vanilla often contains alcohol, and brown sugar is somewhat acidic. So if your mixture resembles cottage cheese just like you see here, don't fret. Everything's gonna work out in the end. By the time we add in all the other ingredients, everything is gonna smooth out beautifully, and quite honestly, this is a type of recipe that you really can't mess up. And now for the star ingredient, 1 cup or 250 grams of peanut butter. And I'm using creamy peanut butter, but if you want to use the crunchy variety, I think that would be really good also. It'll add a little crunch to your cookies, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Now blend this in until it's nice and smooth. And when I was doing this, I wanted to eat it as is, right out of the bowl, because to me, this kind of looks like peanut butter frosting. But for now, let's just set this aside and mix together a few dry ingredients. So here I have 1¼ cups of flour, that's 165 grams. And to this I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. Please don't confuse the baking soda with baking powder. It's very important to use baking soda. Whisk that together until it's combined, and now we're going to add it to our peanut butter mixture. But don't add it in all at once. Do it in about 2 or 3 stages because it's going to make your life so much easier. And may I take this time to just remind you that if you're enjoying this video so far, then I'd really appreciate it if you let me know by hitting that like button. You see, I run this channel entirely by myself, and unlike so many YouTube channels out there today, I don't rely on one speck of AI slop. What you're hearing and seeing right now is all real. I'm a real person with a real voice. So whether you're a longtime viewer of I Cook and Paint or you've just hopped on board, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart that you're here with me today. So let's keep doing this. The more you watch and engage with these videos, the more recipes I can keep bringing you. Alright, let's get back to our peanut butter cookies. The last bit of the flour mixture is going in, and at this point if you wanted to add some chocolate chips or peanut butter chips or maybe even some chopped peanuts, now is the time to do it before that flour is fully mixed in. I'm going to keep it classic today and just leave these plain. And once you can no longer see any more traces of flour, stop mixing. That's especially important if you're using an electric mixer, because the more you mix it at this point, the tougher your cookies can become. So once your mixture looks something like this, you can pretty much stop. Your cookie dough is done. But now we have to take a really important step, and that is to chill this for at least 1 to 2 hours. Even longer is better, because right now this is way too soft to roll into balls. In fact, if you do this the day before, that's probably even better. So scrape down the sides of the bowl and make it all nice and neat, and pop it in the fridge for a few hours. Cover it with plastic if you plan to do it the next day. Now when it's time to bake, preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit and line a baking sheet with some parchment paper. After a good long chill, your cookie dough is going to be totally different. Nice and solid and perfect for rolling into balls. And the most professional way to do that is to use an ice cream scoop. but mine's a little bit big for the size cookies I want to make, so I'm just going to eyeball the portions. I like to go for walnut-sized balls, maybe slightly larger. That's perfect for fitting a dozen on a standard baking sheet. And do make sure that you leave about 1.5 inches of space between each ball because these are going to spread out quite a bit when they bake. Now here's one for you. What's the funnest part about making peanut butter cookies? If you guessed making that crisscross pattern in the top, you are right. And all you need for that is a simple fork. So press that tic-tac-toe design right on there. If you ask me, this is what makes a peanut butter cookie. What do you think? If your fork is sticking a little bit, it's pretty easy to use your fingers to kind of hold the cookie down, but you could dip your fork into sugar if you wanted to make it a little easier. This really is a lot of fun, and if you have little ones helping you bake, this is the part they're going to want to do the most. So these are now ready for the oven, but what if you didn't want to bake all your cookies right away? Well, this dough freezes beautifully. All you have to do is lay out your balls onto squares of wax paper and press the crisscross design into them as if you were about to bake them. By doing this, you can very easily store them in layers in a container. So just pile the layers on top of one another like this, and this will keep beautifully in the freezer for up to 3 months. Anytime you want to bake cookies in a pinch, you can. So after about 14 to 16 minutes of baking, your cookies should be ready. Of course, every oven is different, so you might want to check them a little bit sooner just to be safe. Let them sit on the baking sheet for a couple of minutes before removing them because they will be kind of fragile, and do keep in mind that they continue cooking during this time. But once you're pretty sure they're not going to fall apart, now you can transfer them onto a wire rack to cool completely. Or you can enjoy them while they're nice and warm from the oven. I only enjoy cookies when they're absolutely fresh, which is why I usually only bake about a dozen at a time. I'm just going to show you what these look like underneath, just so you have an idea of how baked they should be. Of course, you might like yours a little more well done than this. But overall, that's how you make your bakery-style peanut butter cookies. So pour yourself a glass of milk and enjoy your hard work. These cookies are packed with peanut butter flavor. And it really is no wonder why these were the top-selling cookie of all the ones we sold in that bakery. They're not exactly soft, but at the same time they melt in your mouth, very much like a good shortbread cookie does. They have a wonderfully tender crunch to them when you snap one in half, yet they don't fall apart at all. I think you're just going to have to see for yourself by making them. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be disappointed. In fact, they might even make your day. And if you thought these cookies looked good, then you have to click on this video here to learn how to make my perfect chocolate chip cookies.